What the report says. A study by the Budget Lab at Yale estimates that Donald Trump's current tariff regime could push about 875,000 more Americans into poverty by 2026, up from a counterfactual of no new tariffs. The Indian Express plus one of those, about 375,000, would be children. The Indian Express. The measure of poverty used is the official poverty measure based on pre-tax income, the Indian Express. The report predicts the overall poverty rate could rise to approximately 7%, up from 10.4% without the new tariffs. The Indian Express plus one, using a broader measure, the supplemental poverty measure, which accounts for things like food stamps, medical costs, childcare, etc. They expect approximately 650,000 more people in poverty, including approximately 150,000 children, raising that rate slightly. The Indian Express. What to watch out for. Limitations. These are estimates based on models. Real life can differ. The exact number will depend on how high the tariffs are, which imports are tariffed, how businesses react, how inflation behaves, how much of the cost gets passed to consumers, and how government programs respond. The timing matters. By 2026, allows for effects to accumulate. Some impacts might show early, others later. How poverty is measured makes a difference. Pre-tax income measures don't include benefits, while the supplemental measures do. So depending on which measure you use, the increase in poverty may appear more or less severe. The Indian Express plus 2 Center for American Progress, plus 2. What it means. Low-income families hit hardest because they spend a bigger share of their income on everyday goods, many of which are imported. The price increases from tariffs weigh more heavily on them. Children especially vulnerable, as seen in the estimate. Rising cost of goods drives up cost of living, food, clothing, etc., which can stretch tight budgets. Inflation and cost of living squeeze. Tariffs often mean higher prices for consumers, either directly on imported goods, or indirectly goods using imported parts or raw materials. That squeezes people's purchasing power, especially if wages don't keep up. Policy trade-offs. While tariffs may aim to protect certain domestic industries or jobs, there are broader costs, some of which fall on people who may not work in those industries. Also risk of retaliatory actions or supply chain disruptions. Subscribe us for more Ebb Update.